So here you can see Donovan is clearly a member of this Red Triangle network. Here he was back earlier this year, around April. He was sharing a lot of these videos, such as this Angie Peterson live stream that she was making in reference to me, I believe. This is the one where Earth Angel was even commenting on it, calling to get my effing address. So that was this live stream, I believe, actually. And here's Donovan downplaying the role that the Masons play in the gang stalking program by equating their gang stalking and torture tactics to simply bad numbers. So clearly a minimization tactic here of the damage that these Freemasons have done to targets their entire life, and equating it all and minimizing it all down to bad numbers, in his own words. Here was another one of these Red Triangle gang stalking channels he was sharing at the time. Here he's throwing up his Freemason symbol and claiming that Freemasons, okay, I'll just read his comment. Freemasons are well known for doing charity work. Candy should be more careful about accepting gifts from the devil, especially when she falsely accuses random innocent strangers of perping with the red and hanging arms out the window, doing all this fake Masonic bullcrap that she knows nothing about. And I guess Donovan is implying that he does, in fact, know a lot about Masonry, as he's probably been in the lodge system, well, presumably his entire life, because he is a satanic Red Triangle cult member that runs psyops on the internet. He runs damage control psyops for these gang stalkers. He refers to the Red Triangle network as nothing more than trolls that like to joke around, when in reality they dox, they swat, they threaten, and they instigate, and they gang stalk on the internet and try to set targets up. That's what Donovan does. That's why he's been encouraging me lately to go to the police, because he wants targets to get admitted into the 5150 system. Here, as you can see, he was also attacking Candy, obviously, pretty much putting down her intelligence, claiming that she knows nothing about what she's talking about, nothing but he's just patronizing Candy nonstop in this entire thread. This is nothing but gang stalking mockery. And here was another post that he shared, and actually he tagged me in this post, as you can see. He said, Candy said Cynthia tried to traffic her, and that's the biggest whopper I've ever heard. That's worse than Bluffy the Narc Slayer trying to save Candy by being the only person that ever plucked her off the streets and brought her home to get cleaned up and ready to apply for a new job. That's why Cindy don't like her anymore. Burned too many bridges. Nobody wants to have satanic SX with Candy Grand Prix. So as you can see, more patronizing language here, defending Cynthia Burns, the fake targeted individual that used to have a channel documenting the tactics, documenting the program, and supposedly exposing it, and has now flipped and become a perpetrator who lies nonstop and puts out slander videos daily, the same slander attack videos daily on Candy Grand Prix, the same counterintelligence smear videos every day, because they're in this Red Triangle network and they get paid to do that. And Yeah, just Donovan here justifying all of the attacks that Red Triangle Network made, justifying and defending all of their gang stalking. As you can see, defending Bluffy, defending Cinny, because he's in their network. He's doing damage control for them. And remember, this was all unprovoked. Donovan was posting these, resharing these videos and making these posts earlier this year when Candy wasn't even mentioning Donovan's name. So Donovan was attacking Candy unprovoked because he's an agent of the Red Triangle cult and he does their bidding. There was another video that Donovan shared earlier this year from Angie Peterson. You can notice that it's an Angie Peterson video by the wolf intro, that the AI wolf intro that Angie would use in her videos at this around this time in April. So I'm going to read this post from Donovan. He said, Candy doesn't know anything about Satanism, Freemasonry, and the Order of the Eastern Star. She's a liar, a grifter, and a copycat. Candy has been copying my content for years now. She calls random innocent people gang stalkers and blames her farts and diarrhea on directed energy weapons. And here he is tagging 2 other members of his network, amplifying this message. So as you can see here, Donovan has always been in the Red Triangle Network. He was doing Bluffy's bidding at the time, and this was all unprovoked. And the only reason I believe he was making these posts at the time is because I was putting the pieces together and I made a few videos defending Candy, and this really upset Donovan because he wanted to control the narrative and boss everybody around into submission. He wanted to make everybody think the same way, and if they fell out of line, he would lash out like this. And he shared many of these videos and posts from Cinny, Angie Peterson, and the rest of their network. Here was another Angie Peterson video that Donovan commented on. Here he is tagging or mentioning a timestamp, and he said, "What's the name of this alleged cult?" And see, he's laughing about this even months ago when he was still on YouTube under his official channel that had several hundred subscribers. And this YouTube account here had been on, he had this YouTube account, I believe, for over a decade. And Angie Peterson replied, "All she ever says is satanic cult, never gave a name. She mentioned IBMR, something like that too, but I think that's when she was young." Okay, this is worded this is like broken English almost. But anyways, as you can see, just they're amplifying each other's message. This is a fake community. This is not genuine interaction. This is online virtual theater. You know, these people are not friends. They are not in agreement here. This is just counterintelligence propaganda, as you can see, trying to control the narrative and beat home a message in anybody's mind that was a fence sitter at the time, on, you know, basically unaware of what the situation was. So this was a smear campaign, a mind control smear campaign. So Donovan replied, "I'm surprised Toby Reed hasn't attacked your channel yet. She's the main one defending Candy and reinforcing her delusions about devil worshippers and wanting to have sex with her." So as you can see, what he's saying what he was saying back in April is pretty much a regurgitation or a copy of what he's saying today on Twitter. He's saying the same thing now on Twitter. All the same things, that nobody wants to traffic Candy, and that Candy is, repulsive and blah, blah, blah. Basically repeating what these Red Triangle Network shills say pretty much verbatim. And here we can see the real Donovan, who is a satanic gang stalker that works for the Freemasons. As you can see, he's defending and amplifying all the messaging coming from the Red Triangle cult, the counterintelligence, disinformation, lolcow network, which is a gang stalking, trafficking network, as you can see from earlier videos I posted exposing the screenshots Candy shared showing them admitting to that. A PDF file trafficking cult. See, look at this. Why don't you go to the police? See, he wants people to get 5150 and tell them about this fake satanic Red Triangle cult that wants to make Candy Grand Prix blanks for little to no pay. So as you can see, he's a vulgar, degenerate, satanic gang stalker. And here, as you can see, him sharing the comments that he made to Angie Peterson and laughing because this is Donovan Lolcow, the gang stalker that calls other gang stalkers online trolls to give them plausible deniability and try to avoid assuming any liability, because this cult is a gang stalking cult that swats, doxes, threatens, and intimidates targets online.